All right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a really critical piece of modern cybersecurity, the Web Application Firewall, or WAF. We're going to break down what it is, exactly how it works, and why it's pretty much the essential digital gatekeeper for all the websites and apps you use every single day. So, let's dive right in.
I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? Every single time you log into your bank, or scroll through a social media app, or buy something online, you're interacting with the system that is under constant threat from attackers. So how do these services keep themselves, and more importantly, your data, safe?
Well, the way they do it is by posting a guard at the front door, a really smart, super fast digital gatekeeper that inspects absolutely everyone and everything trying to get inside. And that gatekeeper, it has a name.
So, what is this thing, this digital gatekeeper? Let's get right into what a WAF actually is.
Okay, so a Web Application Firewall, or WAF for short, is basically a shield. It stands right between a web application and the rest of the internet. Its job is pretty simple, but absolutely crucial: to monitor, filter, and block any malicious data that's trying to get through. You can think of it like a high-tech security checkpoint for all the traffic flowing to and from that app. And this is really the secret sauce right here, Layer 7. You see, a traditional firewall, it's kind of like a mail sorter that only looks at the to and from addresses on an envelope. But a WAF? Oh, a WAF operates at the application layer. That means it can actually open that envelope and read the letter inside. It understands web languages like HTTP and can analyze the actual content of a request to figure out if it's trying to do something sneaky or harmful.
Okay, but here's the thing. Just like real-world gatekeepers, not all WAFs are created equal. They come in a few different forms, and each one has its own set of pros and cons.
So yeah, it's super important to understand that there are different flavors of WAFs out there. Let's break down the main categories you'll run into.
You've basically got three main ways to deploy a WAF: as a physical piece of hardware on your network, as software running right on the server, or as a service that lives in the cloud. Let's see how they compare.
And this chart, it just lays it all out so clearly. Network-based WAFs are these powerful hardware boxes, but they are by far the most expensive and require you to do physical maintenance. Then you have host-based WAFs. They're software you install, which is cheaper, but they do eat up your server's resources. And then there's the cloud-based WAF, which is why they're so popular, right? They're affordable, it's a piece of cake to set them up, and best of all, someone else handles all the messy updates and maintenance for you.
Okay, so we know what a WAF is and the different types, but how does it think? How does it make those split-second decisions about what's safe and what's dangerous? Well, it all comes down to its rulebook, or what we call its security model.
It really boils down to two main approaches. First, you've got the negative model, or the blacklist. Think of this like a bouncer at a club who has a list of known troublemakers. If your name's on the list, you're not getting in. Simple. It's easy, but it can't stop a troublemaker it's never seen before. Then you have the complete opposite, the positive model, or whitelist. This is like a super exclusive party with a very strict guest list. If your name is not on the list, you are absolutely not getting in. It denies everyone by default.
Okay, so that brings up a really important question. When you're dealing with a clever, brand new attack, those so-called zero-day attacks that no one has ever seen before, which one of these models would you want protecting your app?
And the answer, without a doubt, is the positive whitelist model. Why? Because its default setting is no. It doesn't need to know what a bad guy looks like. If some brand new piece of malicious code comes along, a blacklist WAF won't recognize it. But a whitelist WAF doesn't care. Since that weird new code isn't on its pre-approved guest list of safe things, it just gets blocked automatically.
But modern WAFs are so much more than just a simple rulebook. They come packed with a whole advanced toolkit that makes them way smarter and more effective than ever.
One of the coolest, most powerful advances is how they use artificial intelligence. I love this analogy. Think of it like a security guard who's been at the same building for years. They just know the rhythm of the place, who comes and goes, and when. A modern WAF does the exact same thing with data. It learns what's normal, so when it sees something weird, like someone trying to access a sensitive file at 3 a.m., it flags it as a suspicious anomaly, even if it's not a known threat.
And the toolkit just keeps getting bigger. They can do application profiling, where they learn your app's unique structure to get even better at spotting bad requests. They offer deep customization so you can create rules for your specific business needs. Many also have built-in DDoS protection to stop those massive attacks that try to flood your site. And to top it all off, a lot of them come bundled with a CDN, or content delivery network, which is a double win because you get security and a faster website for your users.
And here's the best part. You don't have to be a security genius to get started. Most WAFs come preloaded with rules that are ready to go, protecting you against the most common web attacks out there, like the ones on the famous OWASP Top 10 list.
Okay, so let's pull all of this together. Why does any of this really matter? Why is this digital gatekeeper so mission-critical in today's world?
Look, at the end of the day, it's about one thing: protecting our data. That's the mission. We're talking about sensitive customer records, payment information, all of it. WAFs are on the front lines, preventing those costly data leaks. They're what makes secure online shopping possible, and they're what safeguard all the mobile apps and IoT devices we rely on.
And this isn't just a nice-to-have thing. In many cases, it's an absolute requirement. For instance, any company that handles credit card data has to meet compliance standards like PCI DSS, and using a WAF is a key part of that. It's not optional.
And it's really crucial to remember this. A WAF is not a silver bullet. It doesn't solve everything on its own. It's a powerful and essential piece of a bigger strategy we call defense in depth. The idea is to have multiple layers of security, so if one layer fails, another one is there to stop an attack.
So there you have it, the Web Application Firewall. It's your app's digital gatekeeper, and it's your first and most important line of defense. But as attackers get craftier and threats keep evolving, it leaves us with a pretty big question. What will the next generation of these digital gatekeepers need to do to keep us all safe? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me.